My name is Kevin Foley. What I do now at Suffolk Community College, I'm an adjunct instructor in the Health and Human Services and in the Physical Education Department, and I'm the head women's basketball coach. My basketball journey started probably, I would say, in the 5th grade. I used to love baseball and football, but around the 5th grade, basketball began to take on a little different meaning to me. Like all love affairs, it happens before you know it, and whether it be on an athletic field or in life, and then all of a sudden I just found myself moving more and more towards having a ball in my hand. And basically I remember my freshman year in high school, I told my parents that I didn't want to play any other sports, and ever since freshman year of high school, that's the only sport I ever played. I played at Seton Hall High School in Patchogue, where St. Joe's is right now. I had a wonderful high school coach. His name was Frank Layden. Went on to coach the Niagara University and the Utah Jazz. He coached Stockton and Malone and all those in the NBA. He was a gentleman who really taught us the game. Well, I played at Seton Hall University. I had a wonderful opportunity. I had a great coach there too, Richie Regan, who played in the pros. He was an All-American at Seton Hall. Coach Regan was a little different than Coach Layden. Coach Layden was great at preparing you, great X and O coach. Coach Regan was one of those talented people who the game came easy to, but I played point guard and shooting guard, and he had just a great knack of understanding the game in progress about what to do and how to teach, particularly guards, how to be more efficient and effective on the court. So I was there for 4 years. I was a captain of the team my senior year. I had a real good senior year. I shot over 55% from the floor. I majored in poli-sci. I went to school in the late 60s, where there's a lot of political things going on in the country. I also happened to be president of student government my senior year, so I was quite active, if I could use that word, with a lot of different things. Who inspired me as a player? I'm going to go back to my high school coach. He's the one who really began to see that I could do something. I had the internal motivation, but he kind of sparked it even more. But I was a basketball junkie. I watched all the Celtics and the 76ers and you know, the Lakers and, you know, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor and Cousy. I just wanted to be good, and as friends would say, I always had a basketball in my hand. The story goes, if I went to church, I dribbled a basketball. If I went to the beach, I had a basketball. And then August 16th of 1976, I got a phone call. Somebody fell through for a position when I come up for an interview, and said on a Friday that you have a job. He says, why don't you go home and think about it? And I said, I don't have to go home, I'll take the job. And I've been here ever since. Suffolk gave me a wonderful opportunity to express myself in a classroom, teaching things that I thought were important in life, about health and wellness, about learning to communicate, about handling stress and life skills. And also it gave me an opportunity to be around the game I love. In 1976, when I got here, the athletic director saw me walking up the hill, and he says, get in here. He says, I know you played basketball. We have an opening. You're taking the job.
He is an interesting, very interesting coach. I've never had any coach like him before. It's cool because you form a relationship. He forms a relationship with all his players. So it's not just about, you know, when you walk in, X's and O's and leave. He wants to know everything about you and what goes on. And so it's a nice relationship that you build with him.
I think my favorite moments, and I'll talk about a moment, my favorite moments are seeing players come back and see that they, over the course of the years, still feel a connection to what we do. There was a young lady, April Robinson, who said, Coach, you don't have a program, you have a family. And if you come to some of our games, you'll see a lot of our alumni come back. And there's that ongoing, shall we say, relationship. And it's seeing those people over the course of the years, whether they went on to school or they went and got a job, became a professional in another area, making something of themselves and thinking that this was one of their better experiences in life to this degree. I would say an individual moment, it's up there where it says 2003 national champs. To say you're the best in the country is pretty special, you know?
We were all celebrating behind the bench, and girls are jumping up and down, hugging each other, and he just turned around to the crowd across the way, and his family had to come. His father had driven all the way up to Corning, New York. We had fans, we had friends from here, family, everyone in the stands, and he just turned around and he just put his arm up like this, like just turned around and stood there with like the one. And someone got it on as a picture. And when you see the picture, it just, you know, we didn't know it at the moment, but when I see that, it just takes me right back to like that moment in time. And just like the pure joy and excitement that he had, not just for like what we accomplished, but for those kids because they work so hard.
No, it's just been a great run. And the reason I'm sitting here right now because I still love coming in the gym. Go back to my high school coach. He used to tell us that walking in his gym was a classroom.
He's a true human. He's a great human being. I always say that about him. He's like my favorite human on the planet. He's somebody who's always teaching. I just said to him the other day after practice, I'm like, I just love watching you teach, because watching him coach, because it's like watching him teach. You always learn something. I'm always learning. I couldn't beat him one-on-one, not a chance. We have a joke actually when the girls come in every year. I tell them, don't bet your meal money. If he tries to say, come on, I'll play you for your meal money, don't take it. It's a bait. Don't do it. I'm like, you're going to lose every time.
I can play half court with most people still. How's that?
That's good. Thank you.
And a lot slower.